You are looking live at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon, Ohio. A beautiful late summer, early fall evening here for week 2 of high school football as the GlenOak Golden Eagles make the short trip over to take on the Massillon Tigers. A very pleasant good evening, everybody. David Wilson along with Jim Ballard. We welcome you to our broadcast coverage here on WHS-TV. The Tigers are 0-1, having fallen in overtime last week, 33-27 to the Glenville Tarbletters here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Meanwhile, GlenOak fell in their season opener against Dover by a score of 18-7. Jim, good evening to you. A great high school football game last week here, ending in the extra session with Glenville getting the walk-off touchdown pass. I know Nate Moore during the week said one thing we learned: we've got ourselves a football team that likes to get after it.
You know, they scratched and clawed. They really had a tough first half. Glenville had their number from the beginning of the first half to the end. Massillon only had three first downs, and in the second half they got it going a little bit. Owens got put into the Wildcat a little bit. Manny Patterson came alive in the pass game, and they were able to piece some things together. Jumped out with a lead, but in the end it was just Glenville with too many plays at the end. The block field goal at the end of the game, and then the potential game-winning field goal by Massillon in overtime, another block by Glenville. Then they were able to capitalize, and Owens did a great job in the play-action game, and they were able to overcome it, and they got the victory. But Massillon is still feeling themselves a little bit. A lot of kids left from graduation last year, a lot of new players, a lot of new faces, but we see the fight in this team, as Coach Morris said.
Well, you mentioned Xavier Owens, Jim, 25 carries, 131 yards, but I thought really maybe the most impressive play of the night was Xavier Owens running down Sincere Johnson after the blocked field goal at the tail end of regulation to keep him from taking it to the house, which would have won the game for Glenville in regulation. Xavier, out of nowhere, somehow caught him almost running the length of the field to do it.
I don't know what Massillon's what they need to get a helmet sticker, but that had to be a helmet sticker because that was just an unbelievable play. It kind of gave me flashbacks of when Megatron ran down. It was either a fumble or an interception down the sideline. It looked like he was just breaking into the end zone without anybody anywhere near him, and out of nowhere comes Owens to hawk him down, and that did. It pushed it into overtime and gave Massillon another chance to win after the field goal was blocked. And, you know, Massillon just wasn't able to get over the hump.
Meanwhile, on the defensive side of the ball, Jim, we talked about him before the game last week. We could probably feature him every week. Jaden Williams, 17 tackles against the Tarbletters. He basically made every play for Massillon last week. He even ran the ball one time. But, boy, what a defensive stalwart he was.
He's so impressive, 6'2", 215, Indiana commit, put on some weight from last year, really got into the weight room. You can see his ability to run sideline and sideline. The Hoosiers are really getting a good player. Last year he had a very solid year, but he just wasn't able to stay healthy towards the end of the year, which cost Massillon a little bit, I believe, in the playoffs with a guy like that. But he is 100%. He is rolling, and he is quarterbacking that defense like nobody else.
All right, let's talk about the quarterback position, near and dear to your heart. Manny Patterson, junior quarterback for the Tigers, 8 of 11, 140 yards. He tossed 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Deontay Malone. Meanwhile, Evan Chrissy will get the start again for GlenOak. He's also a junior, threw a couple of touchdown passes in limited action as a starter last year. But 2 junior QBs and both with some talent.
Yeah, advantage Massillon with the wide receiver core that they have. Deontay Malone had a huge ball game. Giorgio Jackson Jr. was impressive. He had 2 catches for 60 yards. He also had a touchdown catch. The thing I love about Jackson is he's big. He's 6'4". He's about 190 pounds, but he's shown the ability to, once he catches the ball, he is able to break tackles. For example, the first ball he caught last week for Massillon really got the offense going. It was a simple hitch pass that he broke at 6 yards, ended up going for a long of 48. So Manny Patterson has a lot of weapons to choose from. They got a good running back out of the backfield who had a nice ball game in Owens. I really think that you'll see a better mix this week with the run and the pass with Massillon, especially since Manny Patterson was able to get through his first start with pretty solid effort.
All right, we're getting closer and closer to kickoff between the Tigers and the Golden Eagles. You see the Massillon Tigers swing band on the field, and we will pause now as they perform our Star Spangled Banner here on Military Appreciation Night. It's an absolutely gorgeous night for high school football. Week 2 just ahead. It is the Tigers and the Golden Eagles. Jim and I will have the opening kickoff when we return after this timeout. You're watching Massillon Tigers football on WHS-TV.
If you dare to be a pizza pro, the new Stone-Baked Pizza Mode from Frigidaire is all you. Second to none for restaurant quality, it's dough to done in 2 minutes. And in the oven that dares to have the most range, it's just one of 15 plus cooking modes. When you dare to bring more flavor to the table, dare to expect more from your oven. Frigidaire.
Experience the difference of family-owned business. Home Appliance Company, where great value meets exceptional service.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, 66 beautiful degrees. David Wilson along with Jim Ballard. GlenOak won the toss. They defer to the second half, so the Tigers will have the ball first. Deontay Malone is dropping back deep. He will be joined back there. We'll see who lines up. Tigers will send Christian Culler back there, number 2, with Deontay Malone. Kicker is Tommy Schweikert for GlenOak. Golden Eagles 1-9 last year, 0-1 so far in 2025. All right, Jim, some keys to the game quickly as we watch the Golden Eagles line up for the kickoff.
Well, for Massillon is to be more balanced than what they were last week. Get the run game going early for GlenOak. Keep the turnovers to a minimum. Defense did an outstanding job of holding Dover to scoreless quarters the last 3, so they just got to settle in and not let Massillon start fast.
Malone from the 6 makes a man miss at the 15 and then gets wrestled out of bounds near the 23, maybe the 24-yard line. That's where the Tigers will take over on offense. Saw that Sean Leahy actually kicked off. He's one of their top receivers and defensive players. GlenOak in the white jerseys, the green numerals, and here come the Tigers, all decked out in their orange unis tonight. So again, just a beautiful night. Very light breeze blowing, 66 degrees as Manny Patterson sets up in the shotgun formation. Here's the first play of the football game, and it is a handoff to Xavier Owens, 131 yards last week, and he plows right up the middle before he's finally taken down. Gilmore makes the stop. Second down, about 6 to go. Tigers put 27 points on the board last week, lost in overtime to Glenville. Fullback in motion is Will Himes. Quick out to Malone. That is out to the 31-yard line, a manageable third down. I know you like that play, Jim. Kind of a nice, easy pitch and catch for the young Patterson.
Yeah, just soft covers outside, one-on-one. Just ran a simple hitch route, short throw into the boundary, and Patterson stuck his foot in the ground, got the ball out on time, and makes it a third manageable for the...
He might have drawn him offside. That should give the Tigers a first down. That drives head coach Scott Garcia absolutely crazy. He said last week the penalties, the fumbled snaps, the pick six. He said we lost the game about every way you can possibly lose a game. They know they have to clean that up this week.
For sure. It's those kind of penalties, undisciplined penalties that just frustrate a coach, especially third and short on a drive to start the game.
And right in between the tackles, Xavier Owens on the carry. Like Drew Delp got in there on the stop along with Landon Gilmore, the senior. Second down, about 8 to go. That offensive line for the Tigers. Marcus Garner at left tackle. Kevin Elliott left guard. Jacob Martin is the center. Big Davion Floyd, the right guard, and Robert Blakely, the right tackle.
Massillon going big personnel with 22 personnel, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver.
They've got Will Himes in there again as well on the left side of the line. There's Patterson down the field, and it is incomplete. Pretty good defensive coverage applied there by Ty Smith, the cornerback. Geo Jackson, the intended target. Now they took a shot. Now third down, about 8 to go. No score first quarter.
Like the aggressive play call, went maximum protection to give Manny all the time that he needs. It was just a simple one-on-one go route. And Ty Smith doing an outstanding job, only 5'9", 155 pounds, matched up against a bigger wide receiver.
Spread formation here for the Tigers, and Patterson all kinds of time. Post pattern for Malone. Falling backwards, cannot hang on to it. Little bit underthrown. Sean Leahy was on the defensive coverage. We see it again right here, Jim.
Yeah, it's just a post route. As he was breaking across the field, you could see Manny Patterson kind of threw him back to the outside, which made it a lot tougher catch than it needed to be. If you see the deep safety got deep on the post, he had the square in with Giorgio underneath, decided to take another shot, and GlenOak's defense stands up on 2 deep balls.
Haynes will punt it away for the Tigers. Their first drive stalls out at the 36-yard line. Here is the kick. There will be no return. It takes a nice Tigers bounce all the way down to the 20. 46-yard kick there. And no return, no score first quarter. We're off and running here tonight for our Week 2 broadcast of high school football. Bill DeWald and Jason Rock running our telecast in the truck. All of our great WHS crew. What a great night. 66 degrees. We've had 2 great weather nights.
Little chill in the air. Feels a little October-ish, to be honest with you. Had to have the long sleeves, a quarter zip going at the end of August. And
yeah,
you remember last year, it was hot.
You're looking sharp in your Golf Galaxy trousers.
Pre-game bye, huh?
All right, here's Evan Chrissy, number 2 in white, 5'10", 170. He's a junior. And he'll fire it to the outside. Pass was grabbed there by Kadron Saunders, who caught a touchdown pass last week. Quick defensive coverage by Braylon Gamble of the Tigers. That ended up losing a couple of yards, Jim.
Braylon Gamble coming in from his corner position, safety position, 6'2", 190, just a ball hawk.
You know, he made 6 tackles last week, kind of had a quiet game, but made some stops.
It's quiet when the guy in the middle has 17 or 18.
Oh, boy. What a game for Williams. Handoff goes to their featured back, Javion McClendon. He eclipsed 100 yards last week. He was tackled by the aforementioned Jaden Williams right there. They strung it out, no gain on the play.
McClendon, a bright spot for GlenOak's offense last week that was only able to produce 7 yards, but they're a lot better than what they have been in the last few years. They got the new coach that came in for Mike Cook, who was there last year but took over the offensive play calling duties. Mike Cook has a lot of experience, was the head coach of St. Thomas Aquinas a few years ago when they went to the playoffs. So this offense is a lot better. It's a lot more diverse with all the formations and personnel groupings they're using.
Chrissy takes off running. He gets the first down going right up the middle of the field. It was a 5-receiver set. He saw everyone was covered. Got the first down. Richard Harris Jr. finally brought him down for the Tigers, but a nice, I don't know if you call that a scramble. He just ran straight ahead when the seas parted. He's going to snap it very quickly. That's one hallmark of this team as McClendon gets run down on the 30 running laterally. Tackle made by the Tigers, Chase White.
McClendon went down a little awkwardly.
He sure did. They're going to take a look at him. He's hurting right now up on his knees as the training staff gets to Javion McClendon, the 6'1", 200-pound senior.
Can ill afford to have Javion out of the lineup.
Started to make mention of the fact, as we saw, case in point right there, the quick snap. GlenOak really trying to pick up the tempo this year, run a lot more plays, get that quick no-huddle, fast-paced offense going. We saw it right there.
The advantage of getting to the line of scrimmage so quickly, partner, is that you force the defense to show their hands. So anytime the quarterback has his hands up and he's ready to take the snap and anybody's set, the defense has to get set, because otherwise they're going to be caught out of position trying to move and shift. So then if the offense doesn't like what they see, they look to the sideline and then they're able to change the play. So Coach Cook bringing a higher, fast-paced offense to GlenOak, which has not seen anything like this in quite a long time.
Defensive play by Chase White resulted in a 4-yard loss. McClendon jogged off under his own power. DeMarlo Rozier is in the backfield right now, and he will get the handoff. Started to the outside, tried to cut it back in, ran into a host of Tigers. It's going to be a long third down. Rozier stopped by Isaac Maxheimer. The junior linebacker came up, made the stop.
Slew of orange jerseys, orange crush, if you will.
I like
little
that,
throwback from the Broncos days. Love these old school all orange uniforms. It's awesome.
Four-man defensive front ready to come charging for the Tigers. Chrissy to throw it, lobs a pass. It's intercepted by Maxheimer. He goes up the near sideline and gets stopped. Isaac Maxheimer makes the interception. And the Tigers take over. Just a little bubble screen pass. We'll see it again right here.
He's trying to float it. What a great play. Sinking back into that. Boy, what an athletic play. You could see the back wide open in the flat. And it was Maxheimer that was able to get underneath it. Showed his athletic ability. Vertical got up a little bit, was able to pick that off. A costly turnover. You never want to turn the ball over deep in your own territory, especially when you're on the road into a good offensive team like Massillon. You know you're pretty much in 4-down territory. Oh boy.
Everybody kind of jumping around. The snap came back to the Tigers. The handoff up the middle went to Bishop Cup.
I don't know if the defense was, communicating and the center thought it was the quarterback that called the snap, but everybody was out of whack. But a tendency breaker from film for Massillon was effective to pick up 5 yards on first down.
That was actually Anthony McMullen who carried it. That was a bizarre looking play. Getting back to the interception return, it was about a 14-yard return for Isaac Maxheimer. And now the Tigers in the red zone looking to score first here in the first quarter. We have 6:50 to go. And that ball, or play rather, just goes nowhere. GlenOak read the mail. Like the stop made by Dom Wagner, one of their top defensive players, the Sam linebacker. Ball now resting at the 14-yard line. It's third down, about 5 to go. No score here first quarter. Tigers 16-4 all-time against GlenOak. To the end zone for Jackson, a leaping catch right in front of the pylon. Touchdown Tigers, 14 yards. Patterson to Jackson. His second touchdown catch of the young season, and it's 6-0 Massillon.
Just a simple go route, fade route, end zone fade. A little bit of a back shoulder throw by Manny Patterson, and with that height advantage, you just got to let your dude be a dude, and Jackson is all of that. His ability to finish catches, and he does a great job of going up and get it. 6'4", 185.
Low snap on the PAT, but Xavier Owens does a great job getting it teed up. Mateo Herrera boots it through, and the Tigers take a 7-0 lead halfway through the first quarter. GlenOak will try and answer. First, we'll pause for this timeout. You're watching Tigers football on WHS-TV.
Most of us are engaged with the internet in one way or another every day. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, engaged. MCTV cares about keeping you engaged, no matter what's thrown your way. Need an upgrade? Choose from a range of reliable options, including whole home Wi-Fi. MCTV. We go the extra smile.
First half action here on WHS-TV, brought to you by Loby's Irish Pub. We welcome you back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. 7-0 Tigers. Here's the kickoff. GlenOak will try and respond. That is going to drop down to McClendon at about the 11-yard line, and the Gunners get to him and knock him down. No return. Massillon Tigers with an outstanding special teams tackle there. First and 10, GlenOak. Number 2 came down on that
Christian
tackle.
Color.
Okay. Saw him line up on kickoff return coverage earlier. And now he makes a big stop on the GlenOak return. McClendon, of course, back in there. That's good to see for the Golden Eagles. He was shaken up earlier. So they start deep in their own territory, down 7-0. Evan Chrissy will position McClendon to his right. Here is the snap. McClendon turns the corner and has some real estate. Turns on the Jets to the 40, midfield. Picking up speed at the 30. Down the sideline, 20, and from behind. Brought down by the Tigers inside the 10-yard line. It looked like Chase White again, who ran him down to keep him from taking it to the house.
Just outstanding blocking on that zone, and the speed by McClendon down the sideline. I didn't think he was going to get that far, but the big fella can seriously pick him up and set him down to set GlenOak up into the ultra red zone. And just like that, a bad snap at the wrong time on first down.
Rozier falls on it.
It's going to put him back to about the 11, but what a run by McClendon, and a great job by the left side of that offensive line for GlenOak. Mason Wallace with a great block to seal the edge. Anthony McDaniels, the left guard. It's a junior and a sophomore, 6'2", 250 and 6'2", 320.
About an 80-yard run for Javion McClendon. Got him inside the 10, but the snap brings him back to about the 12-yard line. Second and goal. That's Rozier, and he runs right into the waiting arms of Licardis Murray. Also got help from Jaden Williams. Murray, the nose tackle, 6'3", 410, a senior. Along with Joe Carter and Logan Allman on that defensive front. A host of linebackers ready to help out. Rozier shifts to the left. Chrissy, third down and goal from the 14-yard line. Chrissy in the pocket. He wants to take off running. Gets yanked down at the 10-yard line. Nicely done by Samuel Dossus.
GlenOak motioned out to Marlo Rozier over the slot. He was wide open on the slant. If Chrissy just would have taken a look, they blitzed off the slot. Rozier ran a simple slant route, and had he saw him, it would have been a walk-in for GlenOak. Great play call by Coach Cook.
Field goal with the line of scrimmage at the 11. Place kicker is Joey Kelly. The kick is on its way, and he got it through. The 28-yard field goal, and GlenOak is on the board. It is now 7-3 Massillon, and it will be Tigers football. We'll step aside for this brief timeout on WHS-TV.
People keep coming back to Joey's Kendall Tavern again and again. They say it's Massillon's oldest gathering place. Come find out why. The food is always great. Tavern classics, expertly prepared, generous servings, daily lunch and dinner specials, always delicious. The atmosphere is warm and inviting. A comfortable place to relax with family and friends. The friendly staff makes you feel at home whether it's your first visit or you've been coming for years. Visit Joey's Kendall Tavern today, Massillon's oldest gathering place. You'll be back soon.
Friends, coming up after the game tonight, Jim and I will select our player of the game, brought to you by the official car dealership of the Massillon Tigers, Liberty Ford Canton, home of Liberty for life. Liberty makes it happen. That's coming up after the game. Javion McClendon with the 80-yard gallop. And he sets up GlenOak to cash in on a 28-yard field goal.
That was one of those possessions for GlenOak where you could really feel the momentum. They were pinned down deep on a great special teams play, you know, backed up inside their own 12-yard line, and McClendon got them out of the hole and they were able to capitalize. Otherwise, if they had to punt, Massillon would have had good field position with a short field.
You don't want to give Malone a chance, so that is scooped up by an up back at the 30. Brief return. That was Davon Williams who brought it back, I believe. That was not Davon.
I think it was Bishop Cup, 5'7", 170-pound senior.
So Cup with a brief return there, a modest return to the 32. That's where the Tigers will take over. 7-3 Massillon, 3:38 to go here in the opening quarter. Another great crowd on hand below us here, Jim. A lot of energy last week from the crowd in that overtime loss. Nate Moore was very appreciative of that and some of his comments during the week on different interviews and shows. Xavier Owens with the give right up the middle. That's clogged up by the Golden Eagles. Again, Dean DeMichael helped out first.
In there for the stop. Number 35, Don Wagner, also there to assist him.
Wagner got a hand on Owens as well.
Over in Perry, former defensive coordinator Spencer Leno's Perry Panthers up 10-0 on St. Vincent St. Mary. Leno got his first win last week over Canton Central Catholic.
Off to a great start. Patterson on the run, fires a pass. It's caught over on the far side by Gio Jackson, his second catch.
Pass complete to number 21, Gio Jackson Jr.
That's good for about 6 yards. We'll leave him at 3rd down and 2 to go.
Good job by Jackson on the scramble drill, working back down towards Patterson to give him an available easy target, an easy throw. Patterson doing a nice job keeping his eyes down the field to set up the short 3rd and 2.
We'll see what they dial up. Evan Barbari is the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach of the Tigers. Owens started to think about cutting around the left side, then turned it back up the middle. Looks like he got the first down. Needed 2, and he got it.
Nice jump cut by Owens. He was fantastic in the second half for Massillon. Really got that offense going with some Wildcats. See if they work that a little bit today, or if they stay more conventional with Manny Patterson in the game with just turning the hand and the ball off. Also look for him to get the ball in a screen game a little bit on a slow screen with GlenOak threatening with some of these pressures.
William Himes has been in on almost every play, the fullback. Another strike to the outside to Jackson. He's got it and good for a first down. They pick up about 11 on the play. Drew Delp brings Jackson down. They move inside GlenOak territory. These teams met last year. Massillon won the game 45-0.
Massillon going to push the pace a little bit.
They're up 7-3 right now in the first quarter. We approach the 2-minute mark. Thank you for joining us tonight here for our broadcast coverage. Tigers looking to get win number 1. That's McMullen. And dragged down as he hit the line of scrimmage. Again, nice play by Dom Wagner of the GlenOak Golden Eagles. Their defensive coordinator is Mark Johnston. Their special teams coordinator is Dustin Jarvis. Of course, Scott Garcia, the head coach, the dean of the Federal League.
Dean of Stark County.
Yeah.
17th year. Scott's been doing it a long time. He's done a great job, over 100 wins.
Patterson with a drop. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He's in trouble. Hot pursuit. He gets rid of the football. It's caught by Malone. Works his way up the sideline inside the red zone. Tackled at about the 17-yard line. Landon Gilmore made the stop. Patterson had a man right on his heels. Keegan Elmore almost caught him for a big sack, but Patterson saved the play with his legs.
Nice job by Patterson extending the play, keeping his eyes down the field. Malone working, again, scrambled her, working back towards the ball. But quarterback's best friend when he gets some receivers to help like that. Big play for Massillon.
Malone made a great move. Here's Patterson on the run, fires a line drive pass, and a great catch at the 5-yard line. That was hauled in. I believe that was Jadis Thigpen, the wide receiver who made the catch.
6 foot, 185-pound senior.
But going back to that Malone play, he put a tremendous move on the corner, Ty Smith, to get some extra yards. Now the Tigers inside the 5-yard line, and that is Jaden Williams right up the middle for a Tigers touchdown. 3-yard touchdown run. Tigers go up 13-3 with 34 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Jaden Williams adds a touchdown to his resume.
Good block by number 74, Kevin Elliott. 6 foot, 270-pound junior.
Herrera to kick it through. Owens will hold it. The snapper is Gamble. Kick is on its way and no questions asked. They put 7 on the board. 14-3. Massillon leading GlenOak. We'll have more first quarter action. First, we'll pause for this timeout. You're watching Tigers football, WHS-TV.
Help! Hi, I'm Russ Bookman, Discount Tire Outlet. I'm up to my ears in tires. Stop in for a price today.
44 years and I'm still up to my ears in tires.
From tire repairs to engine repairs, we are the one-stop shop for all your automotive needs.
Now with 2 convenient locations, our original Massillon store and the all-new North Canton location near Belden Village.
And who knows, in 45 years, we'll still be up to our ears in tires.
Massillon Tigers football brought to you by the Disabled American Veterans, number 38 of Massillon, and by Benders of Massillon, the official chicken wing of the Massillon Tigers. It is Military Appreciation Night here this evening. All the teams came out carrying American flags. A muff on the kickoff return, scooped up, brought back across the 15-yard line, but that was a near disaster. Pete Tyler had to pop away from him, but he was able to gather it and manage a decent return under the circumstances. GlenOak will start out at the 17-yard line.
Massillon doing a great job on kick team of pinning GlenOak deep. Really haven't had good field position at all in this first quarter.
14-3. Massillon marched down the field. A couple of nice throws by Manny Patterson on that drive. catches by Jackson and Malone, as well as Jadis Thigpen, his first catch of the year. Tigers back out on the field defensively, and GlenOak will try and answer. They hand that to Rozier, and he is swarmed over by the Tigers. It's going to lose 2 back to the 15-yard line. DeMarlo Rozier, the son of DeMarlo Rozier, the former McKinley Bulldog.
GlenOak's just going to be happy to let this run out, go to the sideline and talk about this a little bit as the clock ends in zeros.
So 1 quarter in the books here in week 2, and the Tigers have a 14-3 lead. We'll get second quarter play-by-play going when we come right back. First, we'll pause for these messages. You're watching the Tigers on WHS-TV.
Medicap Pharmacy on Lincoln Way West has been serving our area for over 20 years. They're your local pharmacy that cares about you and your time.
I can get them filled from 5 to 10 minutes. If I go to a chain drugstore, I may have to wait a half hour to an hour.
Probably the best pharmacist in the city.
Hi, I'm Chris Kingsbury, owner and pharmacist at Medicap Pharmacy. Stop in sometime soon and you can experience our fast and friendly service.
All right, we are back. We'll have some first quarter stats momentarily. But, Jim, an impressive start to the game for the Tigers. Jackson, a 14-yard catch, and Jaden Williams, a 3-yard run.
It's mostly been done through the air. It's been tough sledding for Massillon to run the ball. GlenOak's defense has done a nice job.
It is GlenOak ball to start the second quarter. Second down and 12. The football is on the 15-yard line. Chrissy throws, looking for Rozier out of the backfield. He was covered. The pass was way out in front. Gamble was there defensively for the Tigers.
Massillon rolled their safeties down over the slots and ended up going cover 0. They blitzed both outside backers off the edge, forced them to throw the ball quickly, and Massillon making GlenOak's offense uncomfortable when they got behind the chains on first down. It's like they're going to load up some pressure again. They're going to come off the edge and straight cover 0.
Chrissy again looking for Rozier. That one was coming in hot. Off the fingertips. That'll bring about fourth down. The Tigers hold and they force the punt. Jim, some first quarter numbers are in your hands. Total offense for the Tigers, 96 yards, 87 for GlenOak, but most of that on one play.
Yeah, it sure was. And the thing that jumps out at me, I've done a lot of Massillon games over the years, and it's been a long time since I've seen 0 penalties in a quarter for the Tigers. They did a great job of that last week, only having 6 penalties, and we're going to get a shank by GlenOak.
Yeah, that one goes straight up into the air. Line of scrimmage was the 15. It was gathered in on a bounce at the 26. That's an 11-yard punt, and the Tigers get a gift here in the second quarter. They'll start out deep in GlenOak territory at the 26-yard line.
As I was saying, GlenOak partner has done a great job of slowing the run game down. Xavier R. Owens, 5 carries, 9 yards. McMullen Jr., 2 carries, 7 yards. Jaden Williams, 1 for 4. I mean, Massillon holding it down. Now through the air, Manny Patterson has done a great job. He was 6 for 8 for 76 yards and a touchdown in the first quarter.
Here's Owens on the run around the left tackle. And got cut down at about the 22, 4-yard pickup. I'm looking up at the scoreboard right now, Jim. Possession time pretty even, 6:14 for the Tigers, 5:58 for GlenOak. Last week it was quite a disparity with Glenville holding the ball for literally most of the game. They really dominated the time of possession. Manny to throw it. There it goes to the end zone. Man, wide open. That's Thigpen. His second catch of the night goes for 6.
Good read by Manny Patterson. He had trips. He had a out and up corner came inside with the post, with Deontay Malone being over the top. Safety came over, which was R.J. Hairston, left the guy on the wheel route, and easy read from Manny Patterson. You just read the corner. If he squeezes with the post, you throw the wheel. If he sinks with the wheel, then you strike the post.
11:13 to go. Thigpen, the 22-yard reception. Here's Herrera, another extra point attempt, and that one is perfect as well. And we will have a break in the action. The Tigers add 7 to the ledger. It's now 21-3 Massillon. More second quarter action. Back in a flash. You're watching Tigers football on WHS-TV.
Around here, pizza night is serious business.
Hey, did you say pizza? It better be good.
Well, then it better be Krause's Pizza. Das good.
You said Krause's Pizza. Das good.
Yes, Krause's Pizza. And we'll get the original pizza.
Get the original pizza topper too, okay?
All right. We'll get a large pizza with sausage, peppers, and a topper. Roasted chicken and JoJo's and
wings. Wings. Get a lot of wings, okay?
Okay. When it better be good, it better be Krause's Pizza. Das good.
Well, after the shanked punt, takes 2 plays, 26 yards, 35 seconds for the Tigers to cash in.
Second week in a row that Massillon was able to put enough pressure to create the shanked punt they had one last week against Glenville that really swung the momentum. Yep. They ended up capitalizing on that shanked punt, which put them ahead. And you know, this touchdown puts Massillon up 21-3.
This kick's going to go into the end zone. That one was absolutely blasted. Oh, Herrera's having quite a night. Tigers up 21-3 on the GlenOak Golden Eagles. It will be Canton GlenOak ball. They lost to Dover last week, 18-7, playing here against the Tigers. Next week, Golden Eagles are home against East Tech. Tigers be at home next week against Rabun Gap Nakuchi out of North Georgia, just across the Tennessee border into the state of Georgia. Between Atlanta and Asheville, North Carolina, but ranked number 7 in the state of Georgia. So a very formidable opponent coming in from out of state. That is Chrissy, who ran it. That's the first time he's kept it tonight, and got out to about the 24-yard line.
Like a quarterback draw, didn't kind of look down the field and has the option to run, and Chrissy decided to take it. A nice gain on first down. Massillon looks like they're going to roll down to cover 0 again. They're going to come off the left slot. That'd be number 3 receiver to your right.
Chrissy looked that way. Everybody's covered. He's scrambling now. Tigers in hot pursuit, and they're going to get him in a sack. Well done by the Tigers. Andrew Holland got in there.
It came exactly what we saw on the screen. They blitzed off the number 3 receiver to the right. Got to throw that hot. They're bringing more than what you can block, and once you get outside the pocket, you got to throw the ball away. Don't lose any yards. Young quarterback making a mistake right there. You're better off throwing it away than losing 3 yards. Those 3 yards are big.
3rd down and 9. Holland and Cullen on the sack for the Tigers. Chrissy gets rid of it quickly. Pass is caught. Now it's going nowhere. Tigers tackle Saunders in the flat. Maxheimer was there. Also quick help from Braylon Gamble on the stop, and Tigers will force a 4th and 9. GlenOak will have to punt deep in their own territory. 21-3 Tigers right now. That was a spirited defensive effort on that possession.
Got to stay ahead of the chains against Massillon, especially being down 21-3. They have all the momentum and they got a young, experienced quarterback for GlenOak that really hasn't done much, and you're able to tee off on him and blitz him and show him different things and confuse him, and that's what Massillon's done in this first quarter and some change.
Officials are huddling up. Jim Shartman is our referee tonight, and I'll give you his crew momentarily. Sean Leahy is the punter. He'll try and get a better kick away this time. And he does get a little better distance, and a fair catch was taken by the Tigers. Richard Harris Jr. called for the fair catch. Tigers will still start in good position. See where they mark this. Looks like it's going to be at the 43.5-yard line. Jeff Marvin is our umpire. Paul Byrne, the linesman. Paul Manford, the line judge. Mark Casey is our back judge. Joe Humiston is the center judge. And again, our referee tonight, Jim Shartman. This has been a clean game so far, 9:41 to go. We're in the second quarter. Tigers up 21-3. They have the ball at the 43-yard line. Patterson claps his hands, gives it to Xavier Owens, and gets hit and dropped. Nice gain on first down. Gets to about the 39-yard line. It's going to be good for 4, maybe 5 yards.
Yeah, just downhill running by Owens. His ability to break through first contact, to fall forward for a few yards. Big, strong back. Younger brother of DeJuan Owens, state championship quarterback from 2023.
Donnell Hampton helped get him to the turf. Here is Patterson loading up. Pass is caught. That's on the outside to Deontay Malone. Shakes a couple of tackles, buys some real estate. Now he's trying to circle back to the other side of the field, and they run him out of bounds near the first down marker. The original line of scrimmage was the 39-yard line. Looks like he got to about the 33. That should be good for a first down. He ran a long way for that 5 yards, Jim.
Yeah, he certainly did. He was just better off catching it and getting down, but you got to love the effort. Deontay Malone, he's an electric player.
He is a playmaker. 1st and 10 from the 32. Owens running behind his blocker, the fullback, opening some space. Will Himes doing a nice job. Carve out about 3 yards to the 29. Looks like it was Dom Wagner again on the stop for the Glenville Golden Eagles. Pardon me, the GlenOak Golden Eagles.
Defense has been stout against the run, as we talked about. After the first quarter, only gave up 20 yards on 8 carries.
Patterson on second down, about 7 to go. And wide open, that is Himes. They go to the fullback. He's tackled. Nice open field tackle by Dom Wagner, but they get very close to the first down. In fact, Himes got it. They'll mark him down at the 22-yard line.
Massillon's so diverse. Their outside receivers, Malone, could just blow the top off, and now you get these guys that they're running the intermediate routes where they're just checking the ball down and forcing the defense to rally up. Manny Patterson doing a nice job of just taking what the defense has been giving them and taking shots when he needed to and checking the ball down there for another first down.
Anthony McMullen on the carry. Runs over a man at the 20 and then sprawls forward to about the 18-yard line. Wagner again making every stop for the Golden Eagles. DeMichael helping out as well, the free safety. Coming up in run protection. 4-yard gain for Anthony McMullen. He'll stay in the game with Patterson.
This GlenOak defense has been on the field a long time. In this second quarter, been a lot of 3-and-outs and short drives for the Eagles, and they're going to jump off sides once again. Manny Patterson doing a nice job with the voice inflection.
It's only the second penalty on GlenOak. Tigers have had none. Lights are on this beautiful Friday night here in the City of Champions. Big offensive line ready to block for McMullen. They give it to him straight up the middle, works inside the 10 and down near the 5-yard line. That is a nice run, good for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal. Stop was made by Matt Rextus, the middle linebacker, had 73 tackles last year.
Working a lot behind the left side of that offensive line with Marcus Gardner Jr. and Kevin Elliott, a couple of juniors. anchoring down that left side.
Ball is resting on the 7-yard line. Tigers up 21-3. Line drive pass, incomplete, near the 2, looking for Malone. Nice defensive coverage there coming up by Sean Leahy, who's really, according to Scott Garcia, one of their fastest guys on defense and offense. But, boy, what a great defensive back he is at the corner position.
Just a simple hitch route. Man, he looked like he was just a little bit late. Corner kind of squatting on that. May want to take another shot to your big fella. Giorgio Jackson going one-on-one.
False start, first penalty of the night against Massillon. This will move the ball back to the 12. It'll remain second down and goal to go from the 12. Looked like Kevin Elliott was the guilty party. This Massillon team played so well last week, but had the heartbreaker in overtime against Glenville, 33-27. Patterson drops back, fires pass, back corner, pass caught, touchdown, Tigers. Gio Jackson, 12-yard strike. It is 27-3, Massillon. They put 6 on the board. Manny Patterson, again, put that right on the money where only Jackson could catch it, Jim.
It was a slant and go, a really good route by Giorgio Jackson. 3 steps vertical, a hard 3 steps inside, and then he faded back out to the back pylon, and Matty Patterson dropped his left shoulder, kind of pulled the defensive back in, and ended up throwing it on the back shoulder. And when you've got a guy with a wingspan like Giorgio Jackson at 6'4", man, it makes a quarterback look good.
Herrera swings the leg through it. He boots it through. And the Tigers extend the lead to 28-3 with 6:20 to go here in quarter number 2. Jackson, 2 touchdown receptions on the night. GlenOak will try and answer. When we come back, we'll take this 30-second timeout on WHS-TV.
John George's Deli, Drive-Thru, and Convenience Store. Serving up delectable deli trays for your special events for over 60 years. John George's has the perfect tray for that big party, family gathering, little get-together with friends, or any occasion. Call and place your order today. Don't forget to visit their walk-in cooler featuring more than 500 craft beers, seltzers, and more. You'll find what you're looking for and so much more at John George's Deli, Drive-Thru, and Convenience Store.
Loby's Irish Pub bringing you first half action from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Jim Ballard, that was a 8-play, 43-yard drive, taking 3:21 off the clock. The Tigers are cruising right now, up 25.
They certainly are. One more touchdown, and I believe there'll be a running clock.
Pete Tyler bringing it back from the goal line. Nice return out across the 20-yard line to about the 24.
Sweet feet, Pete. Ballard Quarterback Academy wide receiver. Dad Jeff Tyler commentates games locally as well for one of the other radio stations. I believe he's also doing some Walsh University games.
Jim, we've got the great Greg Wilson spotting for us tonight, and he reports that kickoff had a 3.39 second hang time from Herrera. It's giving us all kinds of information.
Love it. Bringing a whole new dynamic.
Yeah. First and 10, GlenOak with the ball at the 24-yard line. 28-3, second quarter, 6:14 to go. Tigers have looked very sharp. Patterson continues to just throw darts all over the field. 3 touchdown passes for the second straight week for Patterson. Pass to the right flat, incomplete. It's intended for Tyler.
It's just been a struggle for GlenOak to really get anything going on offense. I mean, the only bright spot has been Javon McClendon. He had 80 yards rushing in the first quarter.
Well, that one big play that helped them set up the field goal. And that has really been the bulk of their offensive output. And McClendon was shaken up on a play earlier in the game, Jim. He came back and had that big run, and we really haven't seen him since. It's been Rozier lining up in the backfield. So McClendon right now is MIA.
Yeah, he really landed awkwardly early in the first quarter. Kind of got his legs buckled underneath him. Again, GlenOak behind the chains in a position you don't want to be in, down 25, a 3rd and 12.
On their own 22.
It's like Massillon's just going to sit and cover 4, keep everything between them, not going to blitz anybody off the edge, just going to bring sick, going to come from behind.
Chrissy gets rid of it, and a diving catch made by Kadron Saunders. Not going to make it to first down yardage, but they did get a pretty good chunk there. It's going to be 4th down and about 3 to go. They will send the punting unit on. It got to the 31-yard line.
Maxheimer coming from the backside would flush Chrissy out of the pocket. Saunders doing a nice job of working back towards the quarterback. It's a little bit underthrown. Just going to leave him a little bit short.
See what the Tigers can do here with this kick. Leahy gets it away. That'll be taken at about the 39-yard line. Hauled back by Gamble. Modest return to near the 45-yard line. Tackled by Marcus Hill, the 5'11 junior, outside linebacker of the GlenOak Golden Eagles. Well, the Tigers up 28-3. Football at the 45-yard line. David Wilson, Jim Ballard, all of our crew led by Bill DeWald. There we are, Jim. Looking good as always.
Trying, man. I need you. It's like having my wide receivers a mountain union. I need them to make me look good. That's you, partner.
That's right. I'll carry that load. Owens picking his way forward, gets all the way into GlenOak territory. They finally wrestle him down to the turf at about the 39-yard line.
Longest run of the night for Owens. Nice job, just 1 foot in the ground and downhill, north-south running. Again, this is a defense that's been on the field a long time in the second quarter. Time of possession was pretty even in the first quarter, but this second quarter has been dominated by the all-orange Massillon Tigers living on GlenOak's side of the 50.
Total yards now 158 to 92 in favor of Massillon. That one is thrown and a leaping two-handed catch at about the 25-yard line by Deontay Malone.
Number 10, Manuel Patterson, catch complete.
That's good for
Number 6,
about 14 yards on the catch by Malone.
Malone climbing the ladder. Shows his ability to go up and get it. Massillon is deep at the wide receiver position.
They sure are. Ball's on the 25, 1st and 10. It is Xavier Owens. Great spin move. That opens up space, and he hurdles a man into the end zone. It's a touchdown, Tigers.
Great run by Owens. Again, it's going to start to the left and kick back to the right. Great block. I couldn't get that number 39 coming from left to right in your screen. Pulling. A couple broken tackles by Owens.
The spin took care of Dean DeMichael, and then he leaped over Kadron Saunders to finish off the run. '25-yard impressive sprint by Xavier Owens. The kick up and good by Mateo Herrera, 35-3. The Tigers march 55 yards for the TD. More to come from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium as we work our way through the second quarter. You're watching the Tigers on WHS-TV.
The Boys and Girls Club of Massillon has been at the forefront of youth development, instilling a sense of competence, usefulness, belonging, and influence. The greatest contributions to the lives of our youth, our communities, our nation, and the world are the life lessons taught every moment of every hour of every club day. The youth of today become the leaders of tomorrow. Great futures start here.
An absolutely sensational run by Xavier Owens caps off a 3-play, 55-yard scoring drive that took 1:02. And so here we are, 3:32 to go in the second quarter. It is 35-3. Massillon firing on all cylinders. Manny Patterson right now 137 yards through the air, Jim.
3 touchdowns to match what he did last week. Impressive.
Yeah,
2 starts, 6 touchdown passes.
That's Jim Ballard numbers. From the 10, that's Tyler working his way through traffic across the 30 and tackled at about the 34, maybe the 35-yard line. Massillon got down there to snuff that out. Anthony Hoover, the linebacker, makes the stop. GlenOak right now sitting at 92 total yards of offense, Jim. You minus the 80-yard run by McClendon. That leaves them at just 12 yards against this Massillon Tiger defense. What a job by that unit.
Yeah, they're flying around for sure, and of course it's led by the man in the middle, number 9, Jaden Daniels. But they've done a great job of mixing up their coverages and different blitzes and trying to confuse Chrissy.
A little bit of confusion right there on the handoff. This was Leland Snell who got the carry. Again, McClendon is out of the game right now. We do not know the situation with him. I see him way over on the sideline. Looks like he's trying to stretch out, Jim, at the back wall.
Here's the situation. Here's the big picture. You're down 35-3. It's going to be a running clock. You keep him out of the game. You've got a lot of games left. You got 8 left, plus you haven't even started your league schedule in the Fed yet. GlenOak needs to have him as healthy as possible going into next week and working into the league games.
Yeah, he is a talent, no question. John Hamilton, the tight end, makes that catch. Tackled by Andrew Holland. 3rd down, about 5 to go. 35-3 Massillon. Still just kind of a buzz in the crowd after that Xavier Owens run. That pass over the outstretched arms of Pete Tyler. That'll leave it at 4th down, about 5 to go. Trayon Williams on the defensive coverage with Braylon Gamble. But you had the spin move, and then you had the hurdle at the goal line. It's an incredible run by Owens of 25 yards and a score.
So is that X and triangle, or is that X and square on PlayStation?
Incredible.
Maybe we need the next gen to help us with that one. I never got into the PS games.
Well, this Massillon Tigers offensive line is doing a tremendous job tonight, protecting Patterson and then opening up space for Xavier Owens. That's an incredible punt. And hauled in down there by Richard Harris.
Richard R.J. Harris Jr. with the return.
No return there after the Gunners came down and wiped him out. That was Drew Delp. A nice punt there by Leahy. And this time the Tigers will start out in their own territory, back at about the 28-yard line.
Massillon still has 2:12 left, all 3 of their timeouts. Still plenty of time to score if you're the Massillon Tigers. See if they stay aggressive with Manny Patterson. Massillon's done a lot of their damage through the air tonight, partner. Manny Patterson hitting on all cylinders, doing a nice job of spreading the ball around. Deontay Malone, Giorgio Jackson, George Rivera, Richard Harris have all chipped in with some catches. And hats off to the offensive line. They've been flawless tonight with the amount of time that they've given Patterson to drop back and see the field, read the paper, have a snack. This line's really starting to gel a little bit.
Garner, Elliott, Martin, Floyd, Blakely with plenty of help on the backups. Patterson took a hit, got the ball away to Jackson. He's got some running room, out of bounds near the 36-yard line. That'll be good for about 8 yards. Tackled by Dean DeMichael and Drew Delp.
It's your favorite play, partner. A smoke screen to the outside. You can see the slot going out to block the corner. Giorgio working back to the quarterback. Manny Patterson throwing the ball right in his face and makes it easy to manage. Jackson able to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Patterson gets rid of it quickly again. Same play. Jackson out of bounds for first down yardage at the 40. Spun out of bounds by Landon Gilmore.
Just a simple hitch route. Nice job by number 23 to hold that flat defender from being able to get out underneath Jackson on the hitch. Good read by Patterson, sticking his foot in the ground. Makes it real easy for the offensive line when you got a quarterback who's surveying the field and getting it out quick.
Flag on the play. We'll hear from Jim Shartman.
Both players went early. 5 yards, first down.
Back it up 5. It'll be first down and 15. We have 1:37 to go. Stay tuned for the Massillon Tigers swing band at halftime. And the GlenOak band as well. Patterson juggled that ball just a little bit. Then I think that was Williams carrying it.
It's like Williams blew out a wheel.
Actually, it was McMullen. So McMullen, the carrier.
Massillon going to use their first timeout. Smart timeout. They still have
First
3 left.
timeout for Massillon.
Well, they'll take a timeout here. So will we. Tigers will huddle up. They are leading big 35-3 here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. We'll step aside for this break as well. You're watching Friday Night High School Football via WHS-TV.
Fresh, great-tasting pizza can be difficult to find. Your pizza shop, located on Massillon's west side, has been making delicious pizzas since the 1960s. Their large menu includes your favorite pizzas and toppings, along with wings, pressure-fried chicken, oven-baked subs, and more. Their convenient drive-thru window is open. Delivery service is available too. Your pizza shop, located on the corner of Lincoln Way West and 32nd Street Northwest in Massillon.
Well, we appreciate the great work of our WHS-TV crew tonight. Allie Borbley on camera, along with Jerron Jones, Zane Beadle, Brody Thornsberry, Dylan DeWald on our crew as well. Bill DeWald, Jason Rock at the controls. As we get back to action, Patterson stepping up in the pocket, looking for Malone. That pass incomplete. Third down, about 12 to go now. The ball at the 38-yard line. We're the tail end of the second quarter here. 1:21 to go before the halftime break.
I believe that was after that incompletion. Manny Patterson with 7 or 8 completions in a row. Tough throw, moving to your left, trying to throw back across your body to the right. Ill-advised throw.
Jim Shartman has just told Kadron Saunders to leave the field. Not sure what was going on there, but he's replaced by Ty Smith. Interesting.
I don't know if it was a uniform. I was trying to see. You couldn't really see anything when he went to the sideline. GlenOak showing blitz. They're going to back out.
They do bring the house. Patterson got rid of the football. Some hand fighting down there as Jackson was the intended target, but Sean Leahy breaks up the play. Fourth down and 12 to go. The drive will stall out. We'll send Rasmus Haynes out to punt this one away. Line of scrimmage is the 38. Fourth down for the Tigers. Is this the first punt of the night? I believe it is.
It's the second.
Haynes will get rid of it. It's sort of a pooch punt. It takes a great bounce. He got it turning over end, and they will down it at about the 8-yard line. That's a 54-yard punt.
Good punt by Rasmus Haynes, a sophomore quarterback punter. Younger brother of Magnus Haynes, who, if you tuned into the game last night, OU played Rutgers all the way to the wire. Heck of a ball game partner, 34-31. Magnus, big brother, had 2 punts for 61 yards and 1 punt inside the 20.
Well, you're right, Jim. That was the second punt for the Tigers tonight, and Haynes has a 41 and 54-yarder, so he's keeping up with big brother.
Outdoing big brother.
Yeah,
got bragging
nice
rights after week 2.
First and 10 from the 8-yard line for the GlenOak Golden Eagles. Pinned back deep with 1 minute to go here in the first half. Chrissy back in his own end zone, and he gets rid of the football. And if that's a backwards pass, it's recoverable. I don't see any signal.
I don't know if that looked like a fumble, if it came out of his hand or if his arm was going forward, but there was really no indication by the referee. Again, like last week, nobody making a call.
I think we'll get an explanation here.
Intentional grounding on the offense resulted in a play, safety.
An intentional grounding will result in a safety in the end zone. The pass rush forced Chrissy deep into his own end zone, and then they get him on the intentional grounding. It'll be a safety.
I think you got to be a little conservative with that call. I know you're down 35-3, but you're backed up in your own end and really haven't gotten anything going on offense, partner. And you get the ball to start the second half, so now you sprint out into a blitz, and Massillon was ready for it. You get a safety. Now the problem for GlenOak is to compound it. They've got to either kick off or punt. Massillon still has 57 seconds with an offense that has shown that they can score rather quickly.
There's a look into our booth again tonight, our little workspace here. Jim?
Stand up a little bit. My back is getting a little tight.
To the Hall of Famer here. We've got the Hall of Fame spotter right here, Greg Wilson.
Getting a bird's eye view. Beautiful night here at Massillon Stadium.
Oh, what a beautiful night we have. The crowd enjoying this one, 37-3. The Tigers leaving no stone unturned. 16-4 all time against GlenOak.
I thought Massillon used the timeout on that last drive. Maybe they just don't have it up on the screen, but
they still have 2 left.
2 for sure. Should get relatively good field position with an offense with the ability to strike fast. Deontay Malone could go over the top. We've seen Giorgio Jackson on a go route, slant and go.
Here comes the kickoff from about the 32-yard line. That's Malone. He got to midfield, maybe just to the 49. Jim, I was thinking about that loss last week, a rare loss here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. I looked it up. Under Nate Moore, the Tigers are now 70-15 here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. So that loss and win by Glenville, very rare. What a job they did to walk out of here with a W.
Well, if you look at what they've done, the body of work the last 4 or 5 years, 2 state championships, got beat in the Final Four last year. Legendary coach Ted Ginn.
Yeah. Nice pass to Malone on the outside. He is just never willing to go down easy. He makes a couple of men miss.
Got to get on the ball. Good job by Massillon. Getting to the line of scrimmage.
It was finally Cadron Saunders who's back in the game. He got him down to the turf. Nice gain. Back to throw. Patterson to Malone again, and he's out of bounds.
It's another hitch route. That's going to stop the clock. Manny sticking his foot in the ground. Soft coverage by GlenOak, just playing cover 4, which is a 4 deep zone coverage. You have 2 safeties and 2 corners, basically taking the deep force of the field.
Patterson, a quick drop. Steps up in the pocket. There it goes. Downfield. Malone wide open. Touchdown, Tigers.
They only needed about 35. Malone went right down the middle of the 2 safeties. They went with a post and a corner, a little poco. Manny Patterson went to the post. The safety went to the other corner with the corner route. Manny Patterson doing a nice job of navigating the pocket, stepping up. Getting his feet up underneath it and just laying it up for Malone just to be able to go get it. Nice drive by Massillon. Impressive to see them work the 2-minute offense. Actually 35-second offense as it's turned out, but impressive nonetheless.
34 yards on the strike. Malone wide open. You could have driven a semi-truck down the middle of the field. Kick good by Herrera, and the Tigers extend the lead to 44-3. We'll pause here. Final seconds of the second quarter just ahead on Tiger Football on WHS-TV.
Doring Vision Center is a primary care optometry clinic located in downtown Massillon. We have an optical department with a wide variety of eyeglass frames. From budget packages to designer brands, we have it all. Doring Vision Center uses the latest technology and fit all types of contact lenses. We treat eye disease conditions and will take emergency eye visits. Most insurances are accepted and same-day appointments may be available. Doring Vision Center. See our offices in Massillon or New Philadelphia.
Deontay Malone's third touchdown catch of the season completes a
match. People be throwing the hats in the middle of the ice, wouldn't they?
51 yards. Took 27 seconds, 3 plays, all of them catches by Malone. Kick's going to go out of bounds. That'll be a penalty against the Tigers here with 25 seconds left. But that is a 9-point swing, Jim, in the final minute of the second quarter.
Again, just be a little precautious. Backed up in your
Kickoff
own
out of
end.
bounds. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line.
Just think they should have just, ran the ball in between the tackles, forced Massillon to call a timeout. Instead, they sprint out to the left, which is a tougher throw. It takes a little bit longer for the quarterback to get his hips and shoulders around. A lot of pressure by Massillon forced him to intentionally ground it.
Manny Patterson now 200 yards through the air.
Number 10, Demario Rosie.
Massillon with 64 yards on the ground. Clock running. That should be the final play of the half after a 1-yard pickup. And that indeed will bring us to the end of the first half. And the Tigers with an absolute masterclass. They lead it by a score of 44-3 as the teams head to the dressing rooms. Incredible halves for Jackson and Malone catching. Xavier Owens carrying the football. And, of course, the junior Manny Patterson distributing the ball to all playmakers. We'll take a timeout here, and when we come back, lots of entertainment provided by the bands here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. It's all coming your way next. You're watching Tiger Football on WHS-TV.
Erie Street Pub, Massillon, Ohio's premier sports bar. Family owned for 3 generations. Open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. With great food, generous drinks, and awesome atmosphere. Big screens with sports are everywhere you look. Enjoy food and drink specials with friends and family served by Erie Street Pub's friendly staff. Erie Street Pub, Massillon's premier sports bar. Come see us before, during, or after the game.
For over 60 years, Friends and Family Credit Union has proudly served Stark County. We provide financial services to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Stark County. Whether it's a loan, savings, checking, or other financial services, now more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family. Come visit any of our 3 locations, online or our mobile app. Our focus is always you, the member.
Here at Shanklin Heating and Air Conditioning, we are a 3rd-generation family-owned company that has served our community since 1960. Our highly trained technicians are able to meet all of your repair and installation needs. Our promise to our local community is that we are working for you. We are dedicated to putting you first. If you need dependable, affordable, and effective HVAC solutions for your home, contact Shanklin Heating and Air Conditioning today.
Hello, and welcome to the Stark County Humane Society. Today we're going to give you a few pointers when considering adopting a new furry friend. All animals here at the Stark County Humane Society are spayed, neutered, microchipped, vaccinated, dewormed, and if old enough, heartworm tested for our canine friends. Adopters will receive a free exam within 2 weeks of adoption at local veterinarian hospitals. We encourage all adopters to take full advantage of this. A one-time adoption fee is required for your new furry friend. When you adopt, you get an awesome adoption packet that includes treats for your new fur baby and savings for you. But this is not where the cost of adoption stops. Did you know the average cost of an animal like a new puppy or kitten can cost up to $500 annually? This includes annual veterinarian visits, preventative care, and everyday supplies like crate, litter, food, toys. But I hope this doesn't scare you away. Adopting an animal is a huge responsibility and a commitment. Please take the time to consider the cost of adopting a new pet into your family today. I hope to see you soon at the Stark County Humane Society. Please visit our website or visit us on social media for more information.
My name is Jaden Wilson, and you're watching Massillon Tiger football only on WHS-TV.
The eye of the tiger.
Serving our community since 1960, Buell and Oliveri Insurance is large enough to meet all of your insurance needs, yet small enough to know you personally. We take pride in having several insurance carriers, including Grange Insurance, that we can match you with to provide you the most complete coverage and the best rates. If you're tired of lower service and higher premiums, give Buell and Oliveri Insurance a call today and let our experienced agents and staff give you the professional attention you deserve.
Doring Vision Center is a primary care optometry clinic located in downtown Massillon. We have an optical department with a wide variety of eyeglass frames. From budget packages to designer brands, we have it all. Doring Vision Center uses the latest technology and fit all types of contact lenses. We treat eye disease conditions and will take emergency eye visits. Most insurances are accepted and same-day appointments may be available. Doring Vision Center. See our offices in Massillon or New Philadelphia.
And now, it's showtime. Under the direction of Jason Neal, assisted by Jen Smith-Heisler, Chris Wisbaugh, Kate Carabina, Emily Butts, and Carla March. And on the field by Drum Major Matthew Meadows and Rodney the Tiger, Max Cannon. This is the 2025 edition of the Massillon Tiger Swing Band. With a Massillon tradition since 1938. Fanfare, Tiger Rags, and carry on. To the men and women who have served our country in the United States military, to those who have served in the Air Force, Navy, Army, Coast Guard, and Marines, we'd like to salute you with the Military Escort March and thank you for your service. are currently serving in the United States Armed Forces to stand up and be recognized. We greatly say thank you again for your service. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
we rejoin you from the booth here after an awe-inspiring performance by the respective bands of GlenOak and Massillon, and the combined performance of God Bless America. That drew the biggest applause of the night, Jim.
I'm telling you, man, I usually don't get too excited about bands, but to see both those schools come together and pull off a performance like that, I'm not going to lie, man, to see the crowd get into it, and I got goosebumps just listening to them. Phenomenal job by both sides. And obviously, Massillon's swing band, been known forever in what they do, but take your hat off to what GlenOak did at halftime. I mean, just a phenomenal performance by both bands, and it was a lot of fun to sit up and just kind of take it back, take it all in, and just listen.
Well, 44-3, Massillon in control, so we'll have a running clock in the second half. So this is going to go by fairly quickly, but man, Jim, what a job by Manny Patterson in that first half. We'll take a look at some of these numbers, just dealing tonight all over the field.
Yeah, Manny Patterson, 16 for 21, 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. That gives him 7 touchdowns. And pretty much the last, 4 quarters? I believe he threw, did he throw one in the third quarter? Or second quarter in the Glenville game and 2 in the second half.
You think about kind of the slow start in that game. So he did most of his damage in the second half, so yeah.
Last 4 quarters, Manny Patterson's been in fuego, if you will. The wide receiver core, Deontay Malone, 7 catches, 102 and a touchdown. Giorgio Jackson, the big play wide receiver, 6 for 56 and 2 touchdowns. Jada Stigpen, 2 catches, 35 yards and a touchdown. And Will Himes with 1 catch for 7 yards. Massillon was able to get the run game going in the second quarter, partner. Xavier Owens had 10 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown. Anthony McMullen, 5 for 20 in the first half with the longest 6, and Jaden Daniels with with another rush touchdown, 1 for 4. Massillon dominating defensively, just creating issues for GlenOak. Evan Chrissy was 4 for 9 for 11 and a pick. Caden Saunders, 3 catches for 4 yards. John Hamilton, 1 for 7. Javion McClendon, 3 carries for 80 yards with a long of 83. So other than the 80-yard run, Massillon's kept them in check. Team 1 for 0. DeMarlo Rozier, 5 for -2. GlenOak with 3 first downs in the first, 2 first downs in the first half. Massillon with 16. Yeah. Impressive. The thing that's impressive to me the most is both these teams are very physical. They have a tendency to let the emotion of the game get to them a little bit, but they've kept the emotion in check. GlenOak with three penalties for 18 yards, and Massillon 3 for 43. 2 of GlenOak's were on offside penalties at key times, which prolonged the drive for Massillon. Time of possession, GlenOak 11:08, and Massillon with 12:52. Massillon did a great job on special teams as well. What'd you like from the first half, partner?
I think you got to just love the routes, crisp, everybody running their routes, and Manny Patterson just finding the open man. He's just maturing right before our eyes. This kickoff's going to go out of bounds, and GlenOak will take it at the 35-yard line.
You have to wonder, being up so big with the running clock, 44-3, is Manny Patterson's night over? I would definitely sit him down. It looks like Eli Moore and Raz Haynes, both Ballard Quarterback Academy guys, warming up on the sidelines. Looks like they'll get a little burn in this second half.
And the other thing is the defense, Jim. 98 total offensive yards for GlenOak. You take away 83 on one play. And so everything else added up to 15 yards allowed by the Massillon Tiger defense. Jaden Williams, 7 more tackles. Here we go, first play of the third quarter. Running clock from the 35-yard line. It's Chrissy looking for someone open, throws it out of bounds. Uncatchable there, looking for R.J. Hairston.
R.J. Hairston, a great athlete. Also runs track. Been out to numerous BQA groups. Great kid. Dad's the head basketball coach at GlenOak. 10-time All-American at Mount Union, too. Got some Mount ties.
Chrissy in trouble. Dossus was chasing him in the backfield. He scrambles, he gets out of bounds. No sack, but virtually no gain there. It was Jaden Williams who finally was able to run him out of bounds.
You need to get him out of the game yesterday. Defensively, Jaden Williams had 7 tackles for Massillon first half. That'd be number 8.
3rd and 10 from the 35-yard line. So that scramble for no gain. Chrissy looking over to the sideline. Rozier is still in at tailback. They've lost McClendon on the run. The pass intended for George Cabaritis incomplete, so they will stall out. 4th down, clock moving. Our second half brought to you by our friends at Krause's Pizza, proud sponsor of Tigers Television. Sounds pretty good right now, Jim.
They had it over at the across the way before the game part.
4th down and 10. Go ahead.
Massillon's Booster Club taking good care.
Yeah, that's a great setup over there.
Take care of the away team.
Only Hall of Famers get free access. Nice hang time on the punt by Leahy, and they finally fall on it to take a Massillon Tiger bounce to about the 44-yard line. Ends up being about a 21-yard kick. No return, and the Tigers will take over. Clock is moving. So we're in the 3rd quarter. Massillon has jumped out to a commanding lead at 44-3.
See number 8, Eli Moore, coming to the ball game for Massillon.
Saw some action in that scrimmage against Moeller.
Looked good, too.
Moore will take the snap and run with it, and gets caught on a nice open field tackle by GlenOak's Ty Smith.
Ty Smith doing a good job coming into the left side, keeping outside leverage, chopping Eli down. Good open field tackle by Ty.
Eli Moore, the son of Nate Moore, 6'3", 170. He was actually tackled late in that scrimmage against Moeller. As they hand it to McMullen, and he plows forward into a thicket of defenders. Tackled at about the 48, but Eli was tackled near the sideline, thrown by a defender right into Nate Moore. Took Nate right out. It was late in that game, that scrimmage. And that was covered on Tiger Talk, which is a great YouTube.
They do a great job with all their social media platforms and shows in Massillon. I mean,
Becca Moore is a co-host on that. Back to throw Moore. Flag is down. There's a pass interference. That was Joseph Pierce, the intended target, and he was held on to by Ty Smith. That may have been the easiest call in the history of officiating.
Yeah, kind of got his arms wrapped around him, no question. Joe Pierce, another big, tall receiver for Massillon.
Yeah, Joe Pierce, 6'5", 190. He's only a sophomore. Where's number 85? Tigers are going to get some new guys in. I see Robert Blakely is still in on the right tackle position. Looks like maybe some of the starting offensive line guys are still in. McMullen trying to bounce to the outside. He gets wrapped up and dropped. Maybe a yard gain on that play.
You're going to have 6'5", Joe Pierce, 6'4", unless he grows, Giorgio Jackson back next year.
Nice.
The cupboard is not there in Massillon.
Deontay Malone will be back. He's just a junior. Derico Jordan made the stop on McMullen. 2nd down and 10. Eli Moore rolls to the right. Late throw over the middle, almost intercepted. Actually, not really over the middle, near the numbers. But a late toss into traffic. It was Dean DeMichael who almost intercepted it. 5:56 already to go, third quarter with the running clock. And you're right, Jim, you've mentioned it a couple of times. You just want to get to the finish line here, keep everybody upright and healthy, and you fight on for another week. Movement on the lines.
It's the third offside penalty against GlenOak's defense.
Thought maybe Landon Gilmore might have been the guilty party there.
Going to make this a lot more manageable for Massillon.
Third down and 5 with Eli Moore subbing in for Manny Patterson, who had a tremendous night of 200 yards passing. They clog up the middle, nothing doing. It'll be fourth down for the Tigers.
Number 8, Darko Jordan there.
So Jordan again there on the stop, the junior. Also had help from Braden Saunders, the sophomore defensive end.
It's like Eli Moore might have been able to pull that with that end collapsing, but might have been an automatic give.
They'll keep the offense on the field here. Fourth down and 7 from the 39-yard line of the Golden Eagles. Moore steps up in the pocket, and it is going to break down. He's making for the far side, throws, and I believe that's incomplete. Leahy broke up the play. Might have been Pierce intended, the intended target. And the Tigers will give it up on downs. Change of possession does stop the clock with 4:20.
Almost. Jackson working down the stem. Or Pierce, excuse me. Nate Moore just wasn't able to really turn his shoulders, get enough behind the throw. Good pressure by GlenOak to force the turnover on downs. Clock's still running, of course. Over 30 points. It's a running clock in the second half.
That possession, although it fizzled, burned 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Chrissy off his back foot throws, and it's incomplete to Rozier. Today's game brought to you in part by Friends and Family Credit Union, the official credit union of the Massillon Tigers, and by Eagles 190 of Massillon, the official event center of the Tigers. Don't forget, coming up after the game, Jim will be selecting our player of the game, brought to you by Liberty Ford of Canton. Appreciate all our great sponsors here for our television coverage of 2025 Massillon Tigers football. 3:22 and counting, third quarter. 44-3 Tigers. 4 touchdown passes by Manny Patterson. Rozier trying to get to the outside. He is thrown down.
Number 10, Demario Rozier, the ball carrier.
Bear hugged by Chase White. We've called his name a lot tonight, Jim. He's made some nice tackles. 6'1", 160, a junior corner.
Did a nice job of staying outside, one-on-one tackle in space, and was able to take him to the ground. Massillon's defense continues to dominate, not allowing very much in the run game from GlenOak. I want to give a shout out to Scott Tersley, GlenOak lacrosse coach. Had a chance to spend a lot of time with Scott this summer, kind of shared the field at GlenOak where I hold my workouts. Appreciate you listening from North Carolina.
And wide open in the flat, out by the numbers at the 50. Hauled in. Nice throw by Evan Chrissy. I believe that
Number 2, Evan Chrissy's pass
was caught by Justin Johnson, the senior wide receiver, his first catch of the night.
Number 5, Braylon Gamble there on the tackle.
49-yard line of the Tigers with 2:10 to go, third quarter. Chrissy slings it to the outside again. Some running room after the catch.
Johnson again on the reception.
It's Johnson once again, back-to-back grabs. He picks up about 6 yards.
GlenOak got a little drive going, trying to put together something positive.
So what you're saying tonight, we're national. That one out of the hands of the intended target, Johnson.
Justin Johnson, the intended
Third down coming up with 1:35 to go. We appreciate all the listeners, and of course the streaming via the Massillon Tigers website, accessible to people anywhere, all of the great fans and alumni.
GlenOak was 2 for 9 before that third down conversion. Nice job by the Eagles. Going to make it 3 for 10.
Rozier runs for the first down as we hit the 1 minute mark of the third quarter. Great crowd again tonight. They had plenty to cheer for in the first half, with the Tigers rolling up 44 points. Rozier again, a couple of yards on forward progress. Giorgio Jackson, a 14-yard catch to start the scoring. GlenOak then got the field goal after the 83-yard run by McClendon to make it 7-3. But then Jaden Williams ran it in from 3 yards out. 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. It was a long throw by Chrissy. Man open. It is caught for a touchdown. 35 yards. That's Kadron Saunders, his second touchdown catch of the season. Makes it 44-10. Well, 44-9, pending the extra point. A nice throw by Chrissy, his longest.
Chrissy directed traffic. Pointed his receiver to get deep, and came from left to right on a deep post route. Saunders getting behind Massillon's defense. Chrissy stemming the play, waiting until the very last minute.
8 plays and 61 yards. Took 3:50 off the running clock. We're right now at 0. So this will be a PAT for the final play of the third quarter. It's Leahy to try to kick it through. The holder is R.J. Hairston. Long snapper is tight end John Hamilton. And the kick is on its way, no question about it. They put 7 on the board. It is now 44-10. We've got the fourth quarter coming up. The all-important fourth quarter play-by-play starting in a flash after this timeout on WHS-TV.
Only Electrolux has Smart Boost technology for the most effective stain removal. Extending the life of clothes and fabrics for your family and for a more sustainable future. Make it last. Electrolux.
Discount Tire Outlet, serving you with honesty, integrity, and excellence since 1981. Now with 2 convenient locations, our original store in Massillon and the all-new North Canton location near Belden Village. More than tires, Discount Tire Outlet is the place for auto service and mechanical work for all makes and models. See us for tune-ups, engine repairs, brakes, alignments, and all your automotive needs, and of course, tires. Come see the tire pros at Discount Tire Outlet, the place for automotive service, now with 2 convenient locations.
44-10 following the touchdown pass from Evan Chrissy to Kadron Saunders. Squib kick will be gathered in at about the 39-yard line.
Number 20, Bishop Cup makes the return for the Tigers.
Makes the play for Massillon, but that's the second time he's done that tonight. And so here we are, 44-10, fourth quarter underway. David Wilson, Jim Badler, your friendly Massillon Tigers telecasters. By the way, a shout out to Massillon Cable TV, bringing us all of the great replays in the ball game. Appreciate all of the chance to get those second looks racked up by our great crew in the truck, Bill DeWald and Jason Rock.
Number 8, Eli
third quarter stats. Massillon still with a massive advantage in total yards, 267 to 159. Give Jim a chance to take a look at some of the other numbers. Manny Patterson, what a night.
Got to be our player of the game, right, partner?
I think might as well let the cat out of the bag. Eli Moore, Chased out of the pocket, got rid of it. Nice catch, about the 47-yard line. Moving forward to about the 41. So that was Jackson who caught it.
Nice hands. God, that ball was high and behind him. Jackson, wow. Tell you what, listeners, this is going to be the next one. Giorgio Jackson. Offers are in pending. They will be coming, and when they come, they're going to be like dominoes.
The pizza or the game pieces?
See, all the above.
That one intended for Pierce.
Errant throw from Eli Moore. Just that smoke screen on the outside. Throw Eli would like to have back. It's like he just locked his front legs. Eli, a 6'3" kid. You know, when you step forward, partner, and that left leg locks, your hips and shoulders pop up, which elevates the elbow and the nose of the ball, causing it to sail. That's better.
Got rid of that one. Looking for George Rivera on the outside. Broken up by Sean Leahy. Well, it's tough for GlenOak. They were 1-9 last year, Jim. They're going to start 0-2. Sky Garcia really trying to find his way here with this group. I mentioned they've kind of tried to tweak some things, try to be a little more up-tempo, fast-paced offense. We saw that work a little in the opening moments of the game, but Tigers just on another level. Moore is sacked back at the 45.
GlenOak bringing a blitz. One high, cover one, manned up on the outside, hoping the pressure would get to him before he's able to get it off, and GlenOak gets a nice stop. Raz Haynes going to come in for his third punt of the game. Raz has 2 punts for 95 yards, one inside the 20, 47.5 yards per punt.
Landon Gilmore and defensive end Max Hatcher split the sack there. Here's the kick, line of scrimmage at the 44, and taking it about the 7. A 37-yard punt, about a 6, maybe 8-yard return there. 44-10. GlenOak takes over. 8:32 on the running fourth quarter clock.
It's a great angle punt. Another punt inside the 20 for big Raz Haynes.
Yep. Certainly the power and the distance and hang time in some situations, but punters can also be excellent with directional punting and placement.
That's where all those Aussie guys come in, man. You got to get into the Australian rules football. And we were talking, you know, at halftime, you and your son, about the Canadian Football League. Got to get into the Australian Football League. Like Collinwood Magpies fighting for another championship.
That one thrown downfield well in front of the intended target. That is Saunders.
You ever watched it? So what it is, it's kind of like rugby, in that you can hit it with your hand, but you can't throw it overhand.
Okay.
So most of what's done, like you can only run, I believe it's like 15 yards, then you have to bounce it off the ground, then you get to run again. So you advance the ball 85% of the time by kicking it. So you got guys that are basically running routes, you know, and you got a much bigger field, a lot more players that are kicking the ball directionally to guys that are moving to catch it, and then once a catch is made, then it's like a first down and the play stops. Unbelievable. So fun to watch. And the best part is, I mean, I watch it just as much for the commentating because it's like hockey.
Sure.
I mean, you got to be on, and there's scrums and the players in and out, and they're knocking the ball down, and it's just great TV.
Well, way back in the day, I think in the early days of ESPN, that was one of their programming choices.
Now they got professional pillow fighting. I think that's on the
How
Ocho.
far they have fallen.
Oh my God, right?
Completion out across the 20. It's about an 8-yard pickup. That was caught by R.J. Hairston.
I do like watching the Cornhole Championships, though.
Yeah.
These guys don't miss.
Become good television.
Good TV.
Chrissy on the run, throwing over the middle, caught by the tight end.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 86.
Nope, it was incomplete. Looking for Christian Sklovanides. Tried to slide down and make the catch, unsuccessful.
Just a little bit behind them. Massillon applying some pressure.
Chrissy got rid of it with the blitz coming, and the pass was dropped. 3rd down and 10 coming up. And now a Massillon Tiger player is hurt. It's like number 2, that would be Cullen.
Had a throwback screen, looked like it was set up pretty well. Chrissy just kind of rushed it a little bit through a fastball. Just a little bit behind the running back, was too tough to handle.
They're going to take a look at Christian Culler, and while they do that, we'll step aside for a 30 here, and we'll be back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium.
Medicap Pharmacy on Lincoln Way West has been serving our area for over 20 years. They're your local pharmacy that cares about you and your time.
I can get them filled from 5 to 10 minutes. If I go to a chain drugstore, I may have to wait a half hour to an hour.
Probably the best pharmacist in the city.
Hi, I'm Chris Kingsbury, owner and pharmacist at Medicap Pharmacy. Stop in sometime soon and you can experience our fast and friendly service.
Third down and 10. Chrissy scrambling, and he takes off running and put his head down, got across the 30, and they say good for the first down. It's a 10-yard scramble. Stopped by Chase White. We're at 5:40 to go here. Running clock with Massillon leading 44-10.
Get Jade Daniels out of the game.
Chrissy slings a pass. That one is dropped. There's R.J. Hairston over there on the sideline trying to hold that one in. It drops. Tough night for GlenOak. They will be bouncing back next week. It will be a Saturday game at noon against East Tech. So that will be a home game next Saturday for GlenOak. While the Tigers will be here at home, welcoming in their first out-of-state opponent of the year. It's good for a first down.
Number 86, Christian Slovenides with the reception.
Slovenides makes the catch, his first of the night.
Good job by the big tight end, just kind of sitting down in that zone. Chrissy rolling to his right, doing a nice job of turning his shoulders, throwing a strike under the chin.
Chrissy squares his shoulders, throws a long pass for Saunders, and a leaping breakup downfield. Holding on the play against GlenOak. But downfield, the pass was broken up. Nicely done. That was again Chase White.
Going to the left, trying to turn his shoulders, throwing the post from right to left. That's a tough throw, especially under duress. Backside right tackle.
Holding offense, 10-yard penalty, down.
We're now under 4 minutes to go. Rabun Gap Nakuchi coming in next week. You can Google it. It's a prep school in North Georgia. Very accomplished football program. One's thrown into double coverage and caught by Kadron Saunders.
What a good throw by Chris. He had to layer it over big 87 for Massillon. That would, of course, would be Isaac Maxheimer, who kind of drifted back, got himself an interception in the first half.
That pass, a leaping catch out there by R.J. Hairston and out of bounds, although the clock continues to run here.
Really like R.J. Hairston. Been coming to my groups for about 3 years, really works his craft. Even during the season last year when they were 1-9 partner, he was there every Sunday running routes trying to get extra work in, and that's a tough pill when you're getting beat up like they were last year. And it's a testament to the kind of player and person R.J. is. He's going to go off to college and play somewhere. Hasn't committed yet, but he's going to have his opportunities for sure.
Trayon Williams on the defensive coverage. Slovenides again the intended target. But Rabun Gap currently ranked by Max Prebs 55th in the country among high school football teams. So they are in some rare company. Rabun Gap, Georgia. They'll be coming in to take on the Tigers.
I love the out-of-state games because it's always, you know, one of those things you hear about how big and bad Texas is and Florida and all the other schools, and they're good. Of course they are. You know, you got IMG, You got a lot of the 5A schools out in Texas. But you just love to see, Northeast Ohio schools. How are we measuring up? I mean, Ohio, of course, is a smaller state compared to some of these other states, but Georgia's known for their speed. We watched Massillon play Valdosta last year.
Well, we knew some pass interference call coming up, I believe. Saunders. There might be a sideline warning. I'm not sure what's going to be in our future here, but
looked like he caught that out of bounds, but what a great effort by Saunders.
Pass interference, defense, 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, first down.
It is a pass interference call, but we saw last year DeMatha Catholic and Bergen Catholic come in here.
Bergen came in, and I knew about Bergen. They're a top 15 program every year, and they were just huge up front, and they just physically dominated Massillon. I mean, it was a rainy night. It was a tough night to throw the ball, and they just put their hand in the ground and just physically kicked Massillon's butt. One of the rare beatdowns Massillon took on the ground.
Christie trying to direct traffic, overshoots Saunders. We're at 1 minute to go here. A prolific night for Manny Patterson. He now has 7 touchdown passes in his first 2 games as the starting quarterback. I imagine you could probably comb back through all the records, and maybe David Goff will, but for a Massillon starter in his first 2 games to throw 7 touchdown passes, that's probably pretty rare in Massillon football history, Jim.
I would have to think so. I mean, we could talk about Aiden Longwell and Kyle Kemp, who's...
Christie goes down in a heap, and that'll be a sack and maybe the final play of the football game.
Talking about Kyle Kemp, I just learned today that Kyle is now after playing for Matt Campbell at Iowa State, where he started for the Cyclones, beat Baker Mayfield in Oklahoma, stayed on in the staff for a couple years. Kyle has moved on to Drake, where he's an offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. They played last night, Dave, and got their first win, rang up a 40 burger. So congrats to Kyle Kemp, guy that I worked with, spent a lot of time with. Great kid, great family.
Christie throws, it's picked off. Maxheimer with his second interception of the ball game, and that is the capper for the night.
What a read by Maxheimer. Instincts for a defensive end. You can see him rush the passer, stops, circles back, gets underneath the back. Quarterback doesn't see him, Christie, and that's going to put an exclamation point on the night for the Massillon Tigers.
2 interceptions for junior linebacker Isaac Maxheimer. That ends the ball game, and Massillon pockets a 44-3 victory over Canton GlenOak. The Tigers are now 1-1 on the season. We'll take a timeout. We'll have our brief post-game wrap-up coming up in just a moment. You're watching Tigers football through the facilities of WHS-TV.
It's all good at Lobie's Irish Pub and Grill. Good friends, good atmosphere, good food, good service, good spirits, good times. It's always all good at Lobie's Irish Pub and Grill in the Irish Square Plaza near the corner of Hills and Dales and Wales Road, across from the Progressive dealerships.
Well, an incredible night of football has come to an end here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. We welcome you back to our post-game wrap-up. David Wilson along with Jim Ballard. The Tigers win 44-3 over the visiting Canton GlenOak Golden Eagles. A dominant performance by Massillon tonight, led by quarterback Manny Patterson, who threw 4 touchdown passes in the ball game. Giorgio Jackson, a 14-yard catch in the first quarter with the 6:12, or at the 6:12 mark. Threw another one to Jadis Thigpen, 11:13 to go in the second quarter, 22 yards. He hit Jackson again on a 12-yard catch, the 6:20 mark of the second quarter. And then Deontay Malone, a 34-yard touchdown catch with 25 seconds to go in the second quarter. What a game for Patterson. We'll get to him more in just a moment. But Jim, Win number 1 for the Tigers. That was the goal. Whether it was a blowout or a overtime win, I don't think it mattered to Nate Moore, but what a way to come back from the heartbreaker in week 1.
Yeah, no question. And there were some questions whether, Massillon was going to clean up some things. And the thing that impressed me the most was, again, they've done a great job of limiting the amount of penalties they've gotten in the first 2 games of the season. Traditionally, and year in and year out, they've been in 15, 16, 17. I mean, the game they lost last year in I believe it was the semifinals, they had like 26 penalties. So they've cleaned that up. They made some corrections from the blocked field goals from last week. They were very good on special teams. They did a great job on kick return of not only angling the punt, but guys making tackles in space. Raz Haynes had a great night punting the football, 3 punts. 2 inside the 20-yard line. Offensively, Manny Patterson, efficient as heck, 16 for 21, did a good job of spreading the ball around. Owens didn't have to do as much as he did last week as far as, churning yards out on the ground, but he did enough, and they were able to stay balanced and get guys involved. And, you got Malone and Owens and Jackson, and that's a tough trio to slow down, especially when you got Manny Patterson dealing, and the offensive line did a great job giving him time to create and to keep his eyes down the field. And Massillon's defense, can't say enough about that, created 2 turnovers tonight, 2 interceptions by Max Heimer, and they completely shut the run down, and GlenOak really didn't do anything until the second half.
Xavier did have a 25-yard run for a touchdown at the 3:32 mark of the second quarter to make it 35-3. Maybe one of the most athletic and impressive plays of the night.
He's a dude. I mean, it's like, and I had a chance to spend a lot of time with his older brother and DeJuan. Their running styles are so similar. And DeJuan's obviously a quarterback, but the way that they are able to shake and jump cut and break through tackles, they're so strong in their lower half, always falling forward. You cannot arm tackle either one of those kids. And Owens is doing a good job as the bell cow for Massillon. Massillon's offensive line seems like they're starting to gel, but they do have a big test next week from that team from Georgia coming in.
All right, time to name our player of the game. It's brought to you by Liberty Ford Canton, the official car dealership of the Massillon Tigers, home of Liberty for life. Liberty makes it happen. Jim, your choice for player of the game tonight is?
Got to go with the MPs, right? In the military night, and that would be MP Manny Patterson. 16 for 21, 200 yards. Not 1, not 2, not a hat trick. Give him a hat trick in 1, folks. 4 touchdown passes, did not play in the second half. Manny Patterson is your player of the game. Great ball game, Manny. Congratulations.
Yeah, 7 TDs in his first 2 games as the starter. And they will have quite a bit of momentum going into week 3 against Rabun Gap Nakuchi. That will be our next broadcast 1 week from tonight on the 5th of September. We'll be on the air shortly before kickoff with some pregame thoughts, and we'll get things going at 7 p.m. next Friday. Jim, great job, my friend. Always great to share the booth and the microphone with you.
Felt a little better today. I felt a little off last week. I needed a breakfast ball, if you will, with the first game of Mulligan, if you will. But no, it's always great to be here with you, my friend, and it's always fun being at Massillon on Friday nights. The atmosphere is unbelievable. Love the uniforms tonight, going with the all orange. Got to give the drip game advantage from the beginning to Massillon. You got Massillon swing band, the crowd, the electricity, the history that is Massillon. Man, I get excited just talking about it, and to be able to do games with you and to be able to be in this place week in and week out, so close to my house, and making my first start here in high school is special for me, and I love doing the games, and I'm bummed it's over, but I'll see you next week.
All right, we'll be here. All right, thanks as well to our directors, Bill DeWald and Jason Rock, and all of our WHS-TV crew. For Jim Ballard and our spotter, Greg Wilson, this is David Wilson now saying goodbye from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon, Ohio. In the final score, it was the Massillon Washington Tigers 44, the Canton GlenOak Golden Eagles 3. This has been a presentation of Massillon High School Athletics and WHS-TV.
This is the world today. Live your life engaged. MCTV delivers innovative technology backed by superior customer service to keep you engaged with family and friends, school, fun, and the outside world. We provide reliable internet, home cable service, phone and home security that keep your life engaged, no matter what's thrown your way. MCTV, we go the extra smile.